Something was severely wrong with me when I was a child. I spent the first 10 years of my life thinking I had a hidden superpower and I just had to learn how to control it. I'd spend hours meditating in the living room trying to awaken it, and I would audibly mutter to myself, "Don't think of chocolate in video games, think of the power within." My parents thought this should take place and they didn't even flinch. As long as my grades were good, I could fucking learn human transmutation alchemy for all they care. Eventually, in my teenage years, I did awaken a superpower, and that superpower is called autism. I may not be the best communicator or a good communicator or a communicator at all now, but I came a long way from how I was in my school days. I remember one time back in high school, I was chilling during recess, enjoying a Twinkie without a care in the world. I was fully immersed in my snack. I didn't even pay attention to my surroundings. Suddenly, a mysterious figure is looming in my peripheral. I turn around and I see this tall girl who was a classmate of mine at the time walking towards me really fast with a serious expression on her face. And not gonna lie, that shit scared the hell out of me. I was a very edgy teenager, but the sight of a woman was scarier to me than any live leak video I had consumed at the time. I was completely stun-locked. I had no idea what to do. I rubbed two brain cells together really hard. In a panic, I quickly shoved that Twinkie in my backpack and I stood up into a semi-fight stance. I don't know why I thought she was coming to fight me, but back then my brain worked in mysterious ways. Finally, she reaches conversation distance with me, my fists both clenched and my eyes focused on her movements. I was ready to stand on business. She opens her mouth and she just politely asks me to proofread her writing assignment. I nod my head in agreement, my stance still cautious. She hands me her notebook and a pen. I read it, I make some corrections, and I give her back her notebook. She says, "Thank you." I said, "No problem." I thought it was over with. I thought I can finally go back to my Twinkie now. But then she extends her hand towards me. I was like, what is going on? This isn't on the script. What is she doing? Not knowing what to do in this situation, I extended my hand back and I hit her with the cleanest dab in recorded history. She was dumbfounded, speechless. She looked at me perplexed and she just said, "Can I have my pen back, please?" I was like, oh. So that's what the hand was for. The bell rang, signaling the end of recess, saving me from the unbearable awkwardness of this unforeseen situation. I make haste towards the classroom. I take my seat. The teacher talking about, "Pull out your textbooks and open to page 57. I was like, no issue. I pull out my textbook and I stack my pens neatly on my desk in a calculated, trained motion. I open to the designated page and bro, I was greeted by the sight of my half-eaten Twinkie grotesquely smeared all across the fucking grammar unit. The smell of sweet vanilla cream caught the attention of the nearby classmates, and the moment they saw my shit, they fucking lost it. They were weeping. They were wheezing. The teacher, alerted by the fuss, came to check on us. He looked at my book and even he laughed. The tall girl that asked me for help earlier was sitting in the row neighboring mine. She caught wind of what happened and she just looked at me with an unidentified expression. I sparked a new emotion in this girl that wasn't even on the human emotional spectrum. And for the next few weeks, I was dubbed Cream Boy by everyone in class. I ripped those 2 pages out of the book to mitigate the damage, but the emotional damage is still there. And that is now what is famously referred to in my lore as the Twinkie incident. Thank you so much for listening.